Hey guys, thank you so much for coming back to Far From a Curse once again. And here I am with another story time. So with this story time, I'm basically going to talk about being Christian and how I view therapy. So let's dig right into it. So the first time I experienced therapy was when I was an undergrad. And the reason why I went to therapy was because I was going through this really crazy breakup. And I don't want to get into too many details about the breakup, but basically he was older than me and he kind of took advantage of me. And it was just a really crazy time. I mean, I was young, impressionable. I didn't understand what was going on. And the thing that ended the breakup was with him basically leaving me stranded in a hotel room. He told me that he was going to actually come back because he was going to go get some food for us, but he didn't. He ended up leaving me there. It was very, very embarrassing. It was really, really sad. I could not even tell anyone about it. I had one of my really good friends, Jasmine. She came and picked me up from that hotel, and I cried in her arms literally that entire night. Shout out to Jasmine. I love you. But yeah, so it was really, really sad for me. And around that time, I didn't know how to cope with something like that because on top of other life circumstances, that was kind of like the straw that broke the camel's back. And I remember talking to my really good friend, Ebony, one of my old younger friends. I was talking to her and I would talk to her about everything and anything. And one day she told me, she said, "Bless, you know what? I love you. I really do. Like, I love you. But you need to talk to someone that will get paid to listen to you." And I remember I was on the phone like, wow. And I thought about it and I was like, you know what? My friend Ebony, she's very blunt when she says things, but she never says things out of spite. So I took into consideration what she said and I thought, you know what, that may be something that I should consider. So I immediately went to my school counseling site and I was looking for, counseling sessions or something at that point. And at the time, it was so funny because I went to Columbus State University in Columbus, Georgia. So I ended up talking to someone else, just asking them, casually inquiring where the counseling service was. And they told me that it was upstairs in the Schuster. That was the building where the counseling service was. And it was upstairs. And I was just like, okay, well, I don't want anyone to see me go upstairs. I was so embarrassed. I did not want anyone to know that I needed counseling, that I needed therapy, because what the heck? At that time, this was around 2010, 2011. It was just kind of like embarrassing. Like, you don't want anyone to know that you need help, right? So I would literally get on this elevator and the elevator would shoot you right up to the 3rd floor. And I would like creep into the office and say, hey, I'm here, I'm on that list, I scheduled that appointment so I could talk to somebody. And then the person in front's like, yes, yes. And shout out to everyone that worked in the counseling office. I never heard my name go around school or anything, which would have been really immature. But, a lot of them really keep a high regard and they do not tell, I haven't heard anyone tell my business, and I trust that they operate in their confidentiality and they don't tell everyone, don't talk about everyone visiting the office. So anyways, I remember I went to go see my counselor faithfully for about a year before I left for basic training. And she literally spoke life into me in ways that was so simple. And it really made me appreciate my best friend telling me, look, you need to go seek counseling. You need to talk to somebody. So counseling, what it did for me, it gave me the space for someone to actually listen to me. Have you ever talked to a friend where before you can even say anything, they're probably trying to finish your sentence? Or if you do tell them something, they're already trying to come up with a solution? Sometimes that could be very discouraging. So when I was talking to the counselor, it just allowed me to talk. Like, I would just sit there and I would talk. And she would just sit there. She would take a little bit of notes, but she would just let me talk. And sometimes whenever she did say something, it was very profound because I wasn't really expecting, like, I would want her to say something, but she would just like, okay, go on. And then she'd be like, well, did you think about this? Or why are you feeling that way? And she never made me feel confined to a box. Like, you should have did this. So yeah, it really made me feel like someone was actually listening to me. For me at the time, seeing a counselor was way more than, just checking off a box on a self-care checklist. Seeing a counselor was freeing. It was absolutely needed because I actually needed to talk to a trusted professional, someone that was trained to listen to me, someone that has been through multiple scenarios that can actually help me dissect and unpeel the issues of my life with me and be patient with me through that process. It was absolutely needed for me. I recommend counseling or therapy because talking to your friends or family is not just enough. It's not just enough to talk to them. Sometimes talking to your friends and family, they may get frustrated with talking to you because you keep going to them with the same issues and they're trying to help you because they would do things differently. Which, as we all know, you always say you would do things differently until it's your time to step into that situation. So whenever I would talk to my friends and family, it was just kind of like, oh my God, Bless, like, you're dumb. The only friend that actually really was like, Bless, I love you, but you need to talk to someone that's going to get paid to listen to you. Her pushing me in that direction showed me that talking to friends and family is not just enough, especially because everyone has issues. Everyone's going through something. You also don't want to feel like you're burdening someone else with your issues. Also, how do you talk to someone about stuff that's going on with you, and how can you guys balance, good and bad? Let's say you're going through this season where everything is going crazy, everything is going wrong, and granted, you're praying, you're doing all of these things, but it's just a lot going on. Your friend being there for you, sometimes it may stop them from kind of like telling you good things because they may feel like, I don't want you to feel bad about me telling you something good. And I'm not saying that all friendships are this way. I'm just saying that going to counseling also helps you protect those boundaries with your friends, because your friends, you're still going to allow them into your life, but not to the point where it feels like you're also suffocating them with your problems. Okay, the second reason why I recommend counseling or therapy is because you deserve an unbiased, objective ear to hear you out. I mean, there's nothing more freeing than just talking to someone that had nothing to do with your situation, that is just going to sit there and listen to you. There's nothing more freeing than that, because you get to narrate everything that's going on with you. You get to tell them all the things that you have not probably been able to tell anyone else. And with them actually listening to you, it gives you a sense of, I actually belong. Like, you know what? Someone's actually here for me. So with going to a counselor or therapy, like going to a counselor or attending therapy, you also, especially if you have a good counselor or therapist, they're going to remind you of your worth and remind you that you are worth it. You are worth it. And all of the things you're going through is used to build you up. And they're not going to talk so much to the point where it seems like they're badgering advice. Like, they're actually going to listen to you. You really do deserve a listening ear. You deserve someone to just listen to you. The third reason why I recommend counseling and therapy is because it allows you the space to actually connect with your feelings. Connecting with your feelings and actually feeling that and understanding, okay, I feel this way because of this, or I don't know why I feel this way. I don't know why. The counselor is there to guide you through that process. The counselor is there to help you be more build your confidence from the inside out. It's not just about wearing the nicest clothes or having the best job. It's about truly going down in developmental character issues and really trying to figure out why you are going through what you're going through, why you're thinking the way you're thinking. Also, going to counseling and therapy, on top of that, it allows you to work through life issues by yourself. So I learned that before I was going to counseling and therapy, I would badger my friends with my issues, like I said before. It wasn't intentional. It's just that I always went to them about everything. I don't know if you guys saw my Testimony Tuesday, but my friends, I literally was attached to my friends and my friendships. But going to counseling and therapy also allowed me to, it gave me introspective, okay, I'm not the only one going through something. They're going through something too. So it's a great introspective tool, and I am so grateful for it. So at the end of the day, this video is just mainly for someone that is trying to figure out if they should go to counseling or therapy. I mean, it's 2019. That was 2010, 2011 when I went, and I still do plan on going back again. And I mean, at the time, even when I told one of my friends that I went in 2013, I told one of my friends, there was a time where I went to therapy. She was like,
why do you need therapy? You don't need it. I know people that go through worse things than you. And
to me, even hearing that is, some people just are not comfortable with going to therapy. Some people just don't care. I did not grow up in a home where it was oh my God, what's going on with you? It was, what are you doing? You're going to listen to me. So I didn't grow up in a home like that, so that kind of affected me a little bit, growing up. So for me, going to counseling and therapy, I needed it. For my friend, she may not need it. Not everyone needs it. But if you feel like you need it, if it's something you've been thinking about, I would strongly suggest you need it. I would strongly suggest you do it. And also, this video is also for the person, maybe you just stumbled on this video and you don't know how to tell your friend that they need counseling and therapy. Now, I'm not telling you to just tell your friend, you need to talk to somebody, because my friend, she could talk to me like that because she knew my personality. Gauge your friend's personality, gauge what's going on with them, and lovingly tell them, hey, you're going through something right now, and, I'm going through a lot, and I really think it's best for you to go to counseling or therapy. Now, there are a number of ways for you to go to counseling or therapy and seek professional mental health. And one of the ways for me, like I said, I went through my university, and most universities should have them, do have them. You already paid for them, so you should use them. And then you can also look at your local church and, look at people that are actually in that field in church providing those services. Another thing is there may be online counseling. There may be counseling sessions online. I think I saw some, but I'm not sure. Just do your research. Try to figure out what type of counselor you want. At the time when I went to counseling, I wasn't necessarily a Christian. I wasn't a Christian at all, actually. So when I went to counseling, I just went to whoever. But she did not ever push any religious views on me. So, that was good for me at the time that I needed. Now, moving forward, I'm going to be looking for a counselor that's more maybe in the Christian field, because they'll probably be able to speak scriptures into my life instead of just telling me that everything's going to be okay, which everything's going to be okay is great, but scripture also feeds your soul. Proverbs 11:14 does tell us that where there are an abundance of counselors, there is safety. So also don't feel like, oh my gosh, if I go to counseling, if I go to therapy, that means I don't trust God, or it's not biblical to go to counseling. It's not that it's not biblical to go to counseling. The Bible doesn't go against going to counseling. But just talking to someone that can free your headspace. So talking to someone that can help you get through the issues of life without feeling like you're burdening your friends and family. I think that going to counseling and therapy is the most healthy thing that you can do in your adult life and in your children, in your childhood too. So if you have children, I would suggest them to go to counseling if you feel like they need it as well. So my last thing I'm going to say is that now that, I don't know when you're watching this video, but especially if you're a Christian, and if you believe in the power of Jesus Christ, I would say even going to counseling, for me moving forward, one of my tips would be to pray for your counselors and pray for those caretakers, those caregivers, because they're actually sitting there receiving everything that you just told them or you just dumped on them. You don't know what's going on in their life, and you don't know what type of day they probably had either. So to just seal up the counseling session, I'm not saying that for you to pray with them, but just send a silent prayer. Tell God, you know what, God, I thank you for giving this person the opportunity to go to school, giving this person the strength to actually sit through all of the classes and all of the licensures that they have to go through to be able to be in this room right now. I pray that you will bless their families. I pray that you will bless their home and protect their minds. Pray that the enemy does not corrupt their minds with all of the things and all the issues of everyone else's heart. Like, I'm praying right now, but I'm just saying that to pray for the counselor, because you don't know what's going on with them, and pray for your friends too. After you word dump everything that's going on in your life, pray for your friends. Don't just be a user. Don't just be a leech using your friends because you know that, you know, they're going to give you some type of advice or they're just going to listen to you. Pray for your friends and say, God, you know what? Please continue to give our friends wisdom so that when I talk to them, they're able to help me. Or pray for you. I mean, you can pray for yourself too, but I mean, I believe in the power of prayer, so I'm going to say pray for everything. But going back to the topic, pray for your counselor, pray for your friends, pray for your family, pray for anyone that takes the time out to listen to you and to help you with your issues. That was pretty much it for this story time. I hope it helped you. If there's anything else that you would like to know, or if there's anything else that I can help you with, please let me know, and I will see you on the next story time. Bye.